I've considered myself Australia's premier gardener ever since the skeletons were dug up in Burke's backyard. Seasol couldn't afford me, so instead they enlisted a team that will soon be pushing up daisies.
Plants are great, but they're hard. So hard! Lucky for you, there's a group of people who can help. Seasol presents Dirty Old Secrets. The last of the real gardeners. Their wisdom, expansive. Their bushes, even more expansive. Their thumbs, green and quite wrinkly. Gardening advice just got good and very, very dirty.
And don't forget the Seasol.
Oh, I feel fertilised already. Seasol released a 10-part microdrama with dirty characters like this.
And don't forget the Seasol.
Oh, I think I've bought some of his produce. Luckily, the ABC has its own dirty old gardener.
Australia looks better with a full bush.
Can anyone else see him? Cam, will baby bloomers sell?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I love everything about this campaign. Where to start? I don't know if it was in that one, but I saw one where they talked about BDE, big daikon energy. So the scripting, I was like, lines like that are throughout the campaign, and I just think they've lent into it fully. You know, they're completely committed to the bit, which is what I think makes it so fun to watch. Like, it's really entertaining as well as being educational. So the execution is everything, but it's also grounded in a really solid insight. So yes, it's the oldies, the baby boomers who might have big gardens, but they're not actually gardening. They're paying people to come in and sort out their kind of backyard. It's actually the millennials since COVID who have picked up gardening, but they might not have the know-how, yeah? So they need to get some green thumb intel to keep their sort of houseplants and herbs alive. So that is actually the audience that this campaign is pitched at. So the fact that they've lent into this much more kind of, I guess, youth-oriented, non-amaxing aesthetic. You know, it's kind of really gone retro and tapped into that kind of slower time era, I think is just absolutely genius.
I think it's really smart also, not just the fact that both of those people are gardeners, but actually to cross-pollinate them is really interesting and unexpected as well. I did mean to do that. But I think it's interesting because they've managed to talk to their current source of business, the people who are using Seasol, and their future source of business in one ad. So that's quite economical for them. They're talking to two audiences in one go, and it's making their existing audience feel like they're experts, and their new audience, they have a really long life of trying to keep their plants alive, so they've got them for a really long time. So I think they can serialise this for a really long time. There's lots of different types of gardens, lots of different types of gardeners. It's a good long-term play if they can stick at it.
It's very interesting, isn't it? Just the commentary on the world. So the very idea that you're going to have a micro-series about a thing called Seasol, just that in itself, you go, oh, seriously, I'm not going to watch that ever. However, they've done it beautifully, and they've managed to find a way to do it which is appealing to the audience, to create little micro vignettes using the older people to, provide the wisdom. It's one of those interesting things, isn't it, around sort of generation theory. I sort of hate generation theory. Can't stand it. Right, 'cause this...
Is that only when you became one of the older people?
No. I've never really appreciated it because what it does is it actually pits generations against each other, and it's complete nonsense, really, because, a 55-year-old, 65-year-old that loves gardening is going to have more in common with the 35-year-old that loves gardening than the 55-year-old that's, into space. So I really enjoyed this ad for lots and lots of reasons. The art direction, the typeface, the voiceover, like it's a hip-hop voiceover. It's really exceptional, and yet all it is vignettes about Seasol.
Yeah, and the casting's also clever. Like, normally you wouldn't be casting baby boomers and positioning them like that, but for that market, they don't want influencers. They don't want Jamie Dury. They just want normal people that have inside information on how to garden, and I think that's clever casting.
Everybody wants Jamie Dury.
Can I say the magic of this spot, though, is that it took what is really Daggy branding. Like, if you walk past Seasol in Bunnings, I think probably a couple of years ago, they would have been having their marketing consultants tell them to rebrand. Like, it's super Daggy, it's giving 70s, it feels dated and tired. They've actually taken that and made it an asset as part of this campaign. So it's informed the entire aesthetic and has turned something that would have been seen as a negative into the actual hero of the campaign. So it's just, you know, it's actually amplifying the brand at its core and then actually giving them a platform that they can work on for the years to come.
I think it also works because it's authentic, because they haven't rebranded, because the brand has always been a bit naff and daggy. They've just capitalised on a time where that's cool now. And young people do love old, like, cool boomers are trendy, they are influencers. They have a lot in common with young...
You were just really looking at me as you said that. I'm not a boomer yet.
This actually might be a good strategy for the ABC to grow our audience.
But I think hip-hop gives it the right amount of edge.
Yeah.
I think if they went country or they went pop, these older people would have looked quite quirky and not cool. So hip-hop makes a lot of sense. It gives it the right kind of counterbalance to the naffness of the brand.
You've got hip-hop and people who've had a hip-hop.